Hello everyone, how's it going? Hey, it's time for more final render live streams. Let's just go ahead and pop that old camera back on then, because it wouldn't be one of my live streams if it started off smoothly, would it? No, not at all. Alright. Hey, there we go, camera's on now. How you all doing? You all alright? Alrighty, so, obviously, no stream yesterday. Had some family around and stuff, and I kind of gave Sunday as my day off, so I hope I actually can kind of relate to everyone in that sense, that on the same day that Jesus has his day off, so do I. Not that I'm Jesus, you know. Not that I'm saying that. Please don't assume that. Alrighty, so, what have we got in the chat then? What have we got in the chat? Because the stream is all about the chat, that's what makes it so different to everything else on YouTube. Let's go ahead and see what's up. Super cool YouTube bros says, remove that dislike right now. Has someone disliked even though the video hasn't even started yet? God damn you, internet. Well, no, I love you, internet. What can I say? What else have we got? I Am Empire says, I came just as soon as I got the notification. Well, isn't that just damn saucy? Fantastic. Nice to see you, buddy. Okay, Fourth Pixel says, people talking about going to school while I'm getting ready to go to bed. Oh, are people talking about getting ready to go to school? Let's go ahead and see. Oh, yeah, Super Cool Bros YouTube says, I'm in school at assembly watching this. Oh dear, please don't get your phone confiscated, you know, I don't want to be responsible for that. Hanser for Life and Death says, can we have some quests to go with this building with mods? I honestly don't know yet, I honestly don't know. I haven't really tried doing anything like that so much, and to tell you the truth, I would like to just get the build done first. But who knows, maybe later on in the future. Ogan Fitzgerald says, how's it going? Yeah, it's going alright. I mean, I wasn't really too sure if I wanted to stream earlier today, but then I thought, you know what, just man up a bit, get into the habit of streaming every so often. And everything will be great. Everything will be great. What else are people saying? Theo Van Durzen says, Render, you are my Jesus, and I am so happy. Isn't that fantastic? Oh, and it looks like people are asking for the furniture video of Subnautica. Yeah, I need to do that, actually. I did record the next episode of Subnautica today, actually, which is pretty good. Because I really needed to go ahead and record some more Subnautica, but I haven't actually gotten around to it. You know, people like Jacksepticeye pretty much completed their entire playthrough. But me, not so much, not so much. Okay, so once again, you know, this is just kind of a start of the stream. You know, we get everybody in, you know, we just say hello, see what's going on. And then when we got some viewers in, we kind of start the actual stream there. Alright, so what have we got so far? We have got 37 people watching right now, according to the stats. Guys, you know what to do when we start the stream. You know what we do. What do we do every time we stream? We go ahead and get our first share spike doing, don't we? We go ahead and get our share spike. What we got to do, we got to go ahead and share it on all of our social medias, our Twitters, our MySpaces, our Bebos, our Grinders, or whatever it is you call it nowadays. We are live now building a, shall we say, a bigger and better Diamond City. Come join in the fun and games. Smiley face, because I'm cool like that. Boom! Tweet! That is my part of the share spike done. Anyone else want to join in? What about you guys over there down in the camera lens? Do you guys want to go ahead and get the share spike going? I certainly hope so. Okay, yeah, we've got 47 people watching already. Yep, more people are already starting to turn up. Okay, that is fantastic. Everyone, share spike, share spike, share spike. I need to have like a kind of graphic pop up on screen whenever that happens, don't I? So it just goes like, boom, share spike. I don't know, maybe get like a spike going through a share symbol or something. I don't know. Something manly like that. You know, more like me. Final render. Alrighty. So what else are people saying in the chat now that we have got our first share spike over with? Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, the Professor Have a Good Day says, I will once again ask you to make a reference to yourself. What do you mean, in the mod? Yeah, we could probably do that. I mean, we did that with the last one. Not too ridiculous to go ahead and do that. Joe Potter says, do you want settlement building in the next Elder Scrolls? And when do you think that will be out? When do I think it'll be out? Honestly, I have no idea. Whenever Bethesda needs money desperately. I don't know. Like, when was Skyrim as opposed to Oblivion? It was like, what, 6 years after? Something like that? And there was also a Fallout game in between that. So, technically, we're due another Elder Scrolls in, what, 4 or 5 years? Something like that? I don't know. Assuming there is a pattern at all. But do I want settlement building in it? I mean, I'll take it. You know, I'm not going to not buy it if it isn't there or anything, but I'll take it. If it's not there, though, I'll still buy it. What else have we got? Alright, Otto Ottoman 58 says, hi, Render. Hello, Otto. How you doing, man? Nice to see you. You're always here. So is Chrissy Reed. She's always here. News from the know. What does that say? New Crash Bandicoot confirmed. Wow. Fancy that. When's that coming out, I wonder, then? I need to buy the collection of Crash Bandicoot games. Crash Bandicoot was actually the very first game I ever owned. Very first video game I ever owned. Fun fact right there. What else have we got? Scotty X2 says, we are live now building a bigger and better Diamond City. Come and join in the fun and the games. That's exactly what I said. So I'm glad you're actually paying attention to what I wrote. Thank you very much for that, buddy. Jonathan Budnick says, is this a mod? Yes, it is a mod indeed. Or it's a mod in progress. We still got a lot of work to do. Alright, and Paul Taylor says, hi everyone. Hello there, Paul Taylor. How's it going, matey? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. Okay, so Ogan Fitzgerald says they've been waiting here for 70 minutes. Oh, God. That's weird. No. Obviously, I'm very happy that you've been waiting, but surely there was something else you guys could have done. Ogan Fitzgerald also wants render facts. Final render fun facts. Got to give you a fun final render fact. Fun final render fact. Here's a fun final render fact. A buck, a US dollar, is called a buck because during colonial times, one full male stag, a deer, was worth $1 to a butcher. Final render fun fact for you right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get ready to start going now. We've got 70 people watching. Okay, I think that's about time to go ahead and start doing our actual building now. Obviously, all that footage you were just watching, that is some of the highlights from the very end of the last stream to kind of show the progress we made. And this is where we left off. This is obviously Diamond City in its lovely glory. The pure green jewel of Commonwealth, or whatever it is they call it. Personally, I think it's a bit too small. But we are changing that. We are going ahead and adding a second story to Diamond City. And it looks pretty darn good. Pretty much yesterday, not yesterday, the day before that, we kind of laid out all of these floor panels, which is where our buildings are going to go. And it's not perfect yet. We still need to kind of get all the snapping on them correct and, you know, make sure they're all properly lined up. Because if I remember correctly, yeah, as you can see, there's little gaps and stuff like that there. So we need to probably go ahead and line those up correctly. I might do that off stream if I'm completely honest, because that'll be really, really boring to watch. But there are some things we need to do in this next bit of the live stream. What I want to do is really try to find a solution to this problem we had over here. Because if you look here, obviously, we've got circular parts of our city. And the circular parts don't really work with this kind of square metal design, which the buildings will go on top of. So we need to basically get rid of those corners there, you know. And then find some kind of solution to fill in that gap. You know, I'm sure there's just like some random bits of metal we can put there and stuff to cover up that gap, no problem. But that is something we do need to do. We also need to go ahead and remove some more of the railings. As you can see, there are some railings blocking the parts of the city entrance. We need to go ahead and replace them with kind of open ones, as we have done kind of over to this side. As you can see, look, you can actually walk around off the main streets and stuff. We also need to go ahead and add our support cables, because this is going to kind of be built like a suspension bridge. And not only that, but I would also like to possibly try to get some lighting in here. kind of get like some street lights going and stuff on the main streets. You know, I think that would be really, really cool if we could go ahead and get some of those street lights working. Because then, you know, we can kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like at night. Alright, so what else have people been saying? Alright, so the professor have a wild day says, hello, I'll take a wild guess and say that you won't see this comment. But I will once again ask if you can do the final render reference in a house. Well, there we go. There we go. I've actually noticed it, and maybe at some point is the answer. Chrissy Reed said, Render, you should write books on facts. Yep, maybe I should, but that will mean writing something, and that takes far more effort. So what we'll probably do, we'll probably find the solution to this circular part first. You know, that's the bigger issue at hand. You know, that's been bugging me all day yesterday. I was thinking, how am I going to do it? I'm thinking if I just kind of go ahead and get like some kind of small corrugated metal pieces and just fill them in, you know? Just fill it in. That'll be just fine, you know? Do an impression of a fishmonger and fill it. Right, go ahead and get rid of that one. And we also need to get rid of that bit there, don't we? Okay. That's obviously a bit of a problem with working with sections of metal which aren't meant to work together. Sometimes you've got to kind of jerry-rig them together so they actually work. But hey, you know, it's just another kind of engineering challenge. Well, is this really engineering? Design challenge. I mean, you know, this is not engineering by any means. Alright, go ahead and get rid of some of those corners on the circular section so that we can go ahead and start to work with what we've got. Some sections are just purely square, so they really don't matter. But some of them obviously have circular parts, like that's the last one up there by the look of it. What about that part there? We might have to do something with that bit. We'll worry about that a bit later when we get to that section, because we've got other sections a bit closer to home, which we need to go ahead and fix. So, what else are people saying in the good old chat then? Happy Gamer says, make the medical room more medical. If you're referring to buildings that are already in the city, I don't actually intend to edit much that's already in the city, you know. If it's already there, then I'm just kind of going to leave it, because my kind of logic is that we're adding an expansion to Diamond City, not so much changing the original. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everyone? I hope so. What else are people saying? Wild Animal says, hey guys, Ika Stickers here. Oh, hello there, buddy. I recognize your name. So, question final. Are you going to put lower parts too, or are you only going to work on the upper part? Well, that's just what I said. You know, I only plan to work on the upper part, but we might have to do some stuff on the lower parts in order to accommodate the upper part. You know, we might have to move something to put some stairs in or something like that, you know. But for the most part, I don't really intend to. And what have we got there? It's Bolt Gaming has just subscribed. Hey, everyone, welcome. It's Bolt's Gaming. Thank you very much for subscribing right there, buddy. That is absolutely fantastic. And further on from that note, as you guys know, these streams are unmonetized. These streams should not have any ads playing on them. And because of that, we ask for donations to keep these live streams going. That is the point of the live streams, that Google cannot interfere with our live stream and our creativity. So, if you want to see the streams keep going, then we go ahead and have donations with the Super Chat and the PayPal. Because the main reason for that is because I can't do builds this big on YouTube and still make regular YouTube content. You know, it takes I can't spend 2 months on one Building with Mods edited video. But with live streaming, we can do it. So, if you want to see the streams keep going and you want to see the build get bigger and better, and also the streams get bigger and better, then super chatting and donating via PayPal is fantastic. Alright, now that that's out of the way now, we can actually start building. Alright, so, what I really want to do is kind of fix these circular parts first, don't I? So let's go ahead and go with the DC Kit Metal. I believe it's in here. Yeah, DC Kit Metal. Grab these sections here, and DC Kit is not a metal band, of course. It is a collection of static objects, and they have these kind of big sheets of corrugated metal. That's what I want. I want to grab these kind of random sheets of metal, drag it in, there we go, and then we're going to use these to kind of fill the circular sections, because we can rotate them a bit more. You know, they're smaller, so we can work with them a bit easier, basically. So let's go ahead and start to fill in these circular parts, but before we do that, of course, remember to hit the record button, final render. Remember to hit the record button. That is definitely what we need to do. Alright. So obviously, since we've got these smaller parts, it means we can actually angle these appropriately, and we can even scale them up to a degree, so that we can get them to fit perfectly in these little sections here. Alright, so let's see. Kind of start over this way and bring it in a bit closer and stuff. And obviously, we can layer parts together. So we can get like bits like that. Let's see if we can find another one. See if we can kind of find a thin one. Oh, that reminds me actually, yes. What I need to do is I need to go into my view panel and actually find the preview window. Just like that. So now when I kind of click on something on the other monitor, I get a preview of it straight away rather than double clicking and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So what about that? There, I'm just kind of looking for all the sections. This one might work actually. Taking a while to actually import stuff. I wonder why that is. Alright, so let's go ahead and rotate these sections like this. Do you see what I mean about filling in these little gaps? You know, since we got these smaller bits, we can kind of layer them on top of each other. It doesn't have to be perfectly flat either. In fact, it's probably better if we actually do kind of layer things a little bit to a degree. What's it actually look like? It's kind of curved the other way, isn't it? We'll have to rotate it just a tiny bit to go ahead and make it work. That's a little too exact though, isn't it? We should probably do this numerically. We'll go and do it numerically, then we can go ahead and get an exact fit. How about up and down on the Z-axis? And a little bit that way. There we go. Go ahead and do that. And it doesn't matter if there's like some tiny little holes and stuff like that in there, because, you know, it kind of fits the aesthetic of a kind of a rundown city. You know what I'm saying? And Solshi says, oh, I am late. Well, don't worry, you are here, buddy. You haven't actually missed that much. Oh, yeah, and something I realized just before starting the stream. All the other ones actually weren't public yet. All the other streams of this build weren't public. So I actually went ahead and quickly made a playlist with all of these live streams of a Diamond City build and threw them together in one single playlist. So if you do miss any, you should be able to find them in there. And what have we got? Otto Ottoman has donated 50 Norwegian crowns through Super Chat. Says, hey, Final Render, I love the stream, but I wonder, can you place a cat in there and name it Otto, pretty please? Yes, we can certainly do that. Thank you very much for the 50 crowns, buddy. That is very, very kind of you indeed. Wait, is that 50 crowns? I believe so. NOK, I believe, is Norwegian crowns. But yeah, thank you very much for that, buddy. And yeah, I'm sure we can do that. I'm sure we can do that all together. We've had a few recommendations for cats to be named after people in this build, actually. I don't know what it is about cats. You know, where's the love for dogs? You know? Where's the love for dogs? There we go. Throw that right there. You see, it actually works quite well to go ahead and have these kind of different sheets layering on top of each other. It looks very appropriate. And of course, guys, remember, Otto Ottoman has donated. Stuff like that keeps this stream going, because it means we don't have to fill it with ads and stuff like that. We don't have to interrupt our fantastic creativity with, I don't know, some video for Google or something. Like, I've been seeing loads of really weird ads from Google recently. Really weird ones. Like, stuff which you would think Google would look at it and go, picture quality on this is way terrible. You know what I'm talking about, like really bad mobile game ads and stuff, you know. Oh god, mobile video gaming ads on Google. God, some of them are such cringe. Such cringe. You know, it's a shame as well because, you know, I don't want to say games are bad based on their adverts, but, you know, these games definitely make me not want to play them. You know, based on their ads, you know? Oh, well, it is what it is. And I mean, you know, the mobile gaming market has got a lot of maturing to do. There really needs to be some kind of more thorough, what can I say? I don't want to say plagiarism testing or whatever, because that doesn't sound like a real word. But just some way to kind of test that something isn't blatantly a rip-off of something, you know? Because there's a lot of it in the mobile gaming avenue, isn't there? Alright, so that doesn't really quite work. Well, it kind of does. Yeah, I can work with that. I can work with that. You know, it's not too bad. Alright, so what are people saying in the chat then? Paul Taylor says, 1 or 2 dogs were mentioned earlier in the streams. Oh, okay, I'll have to go ahead and check that out. I'll have to go ahead and do that. Right, we've got another big red square one there. And we've got little ones like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and drag these in one at a time and just kind of build up these sections. And, you know, they don't have to be neat necessarily. They don't have to be neat. As long as they're not kind of obviously overlapping and stuff, causing a kind of texture bug, then it should be fine to walk on, really. And that's really what we need. We just need things that people can walk across. And so the player doesn't fall into the hole, primarily, you know. I would like to have faith in players that they wouldn't fall in the holes, but, you know, I know I've certainly made mods where I've fallen off things I've been walking around on and stuff like that. So, put yourself in the position of someone who does not know their way around this mod and assume that they might fall into holes or something if we don't plug them up. You know, it makes sense, I guess. You know, people do that in real life. You know, if you've ever been on a film set or something, there's so much health and safety and stuff going on a film set, just in case somebody is an idiot and doesn't realise you shouldn't actually walk over cables. Alrighty. So what's the people saying? Jeff says, any good PlayStation 4 overhaul mods? Well, this one is one we are planning to go ahead and put onto PlayStation 4. I don't know how well it's going to run and stuff like that. But hey, as I said, you know, part of this mod is going to be me trying to learn how to optimize things really, really well, you know? Because that's something I haven't really tried to teach myself yet, how to optimize it. Because obviously, since I'm on PC, they just kind of work for me. But I noticed that with some of the ports of like the Xbox One versions and even more so the PlayStation 4 versions, which are even more limited, then they actually go ahead and lag a bit sometimes. So I would actually try to like to take the time to make it so that this one doesn't lag so much. In fact, it may just be a necessity because this one is so large in scale, you know? I do like what we're doing here as well, actually, you know, with this kind of layered metal look. You know, it looks very scrappy. But I obviously can't do this for the entire city, because not only would that take a really long time, but also that's even more polygons and stuff to render. So if just like these sections over here, you know, just these kind of circular parts, we can go ahead and pop these in there just to cover the gaps so the player can't fall in. As long as the player can't fall in, then it's okay, you know? But it does need to kind of look like somebody has looked at it and gone, oh, that don't look very safe, does it, Bernard? No, Keith, it doesn't. We should probably patch that up with some of that metal work. Head on down the old smithy and see if we can get some corrugated metal, mate, eh? Or whatever it is that people in the Diamond City say. Well, they all have accents from Boston, don't they? They'll be like, hey, I was walking here, and I tripped over the metal, you know? And then I went and meet him down the pizza place. Okay, no, that was more New York, wasn't it? There we go. I love New York. I've actually been there. I'd love to go again. Is that a wooden piece? Oh, that's good. You know, kind of break up the monotony a bit with a slightly different piece of metal. It's always a good thing to do. And raise it up just a tad. There we go. And if we can get like one more big bit of metal to put right there, then I'm happy to call this section done. And something which I would also like to do with these live streams is not so much do every single process on the live stream, but just kind of show almost like a highlight reel of the stuff, you know. So if I don't repair all of the circles in this one video, but do the rest kind of off stream, then that's okay, you know, then that's okay. But hey, you know, we are streaming for, typically we stream for 2 hours, so that is plenty of time to fix stuff. But I do want to have a lot of variety in the streams as well, you know. I don't want to just be doing one thing for the entire time. There we go. So that's that kind of circle section plugged up. As I said, you know, it's not perfect, but it does work, you know, it looks quite natural. It really does look quite natural. And as I said, you know, kind of off stream, I will go ahead and align all of these sections properly, fix all the snapping and stuff like that, so there aren't any tiny little gaps and stuff in between these giant pieces of metal here. Because that really would spoil it. I mean, sure, granted, there's going to be buildings and stuff on top, but just do it anyway, you know, just fix it anyway, you know, you'll thank yourself for it later. Okay, a Centurion Cat says, final render, will the upper plateau become the wealthy area according to the law, or will it be accessible to everyone? I suppose, in theory, everyone will be able to walk up there, but the kind of idea is that, aesthetically, this will be the nice part of town, you know, this will be where all the rich people live and stuff like that, but obviously I can't necessarily stop the NPCs going to this area. Well, maybe there's a way, I don't know, but that might require some kind of extra script. I'll have to look it up and see, is there a way to restrict certain NPCs from going into certain areas? You know, maybe there's like different levels of nav meshing or something you can do. Like only level 3 NPCs can walk on this nav mesh or something. I don't know. I'll have to look it up, or maybe ask some of the other modders and stuff on Discord and things. Alrighty, so go ahead and just plug these up. This is actually a bit of a smaller one, so it should be a bit easier to put a plug in this. There we go. I do like that bit of metal, actually. It looks a bit different to the others, you know? It's kind of like that kind of brushed steel look, you know? I've always liked that kind of brushed steel look that you get on, like, industrial machines and stuff. Looks nice, you know? Can I get away with just rotating this a bit more? It's a little like that. And, you know, again, according to my own rules, it doesn't really matter too much if there are little gaps, as long as the player can't fall through, and there isn't any obvious problems with having a gap there. You know, like say if you get stuck. Because like falling through is one thing, but a player getting stuck would be even worse, I think. Because then you'd have to reload it and stuff, wouldn't you? Alright, so, what are the people saying in the chat? Alright, Lucas OT says, bye Render, I've got to go. Okay, everyone say goodbye to Lucas, everyone. Everyone say goodbye to Lucas. Hope to join you again later on in the stream. I hope you join me in the stream later. Sorry. Yeah. Tripping up on my English. It's like I'm French or something. Oh, je ne sais quoi. Oui, oui. I don't know French. I know no French. Like, my niece was round the other day. Speaking French. I don't know French. I don't know French at all. She's like 9. And she knows French. I don't. Well, not all French, of course. Or maybe. I don't know. What about we go in and grab this section right here? Yeah, it really is taking a long time to drag in some of the elements and stuff. I don't know why that is. Bow. I need to go ahead and download some more music for these streams as well. Because yes, it's true that this music actually is a bit of a mod's music. But, you know, it would be nicer to have some more music, you know. Because this is the music I use in the videos. And in the videos, I might only use, like, 6 tracks. So, but 6 tracks for 2 hours. Oh, kind of irritates me a little bit. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. Well, what else are people saying in the fantastic chat? I'm always making sure I go ahead and read the chat. Okay, Ben Evans says, hey dude, I love your vids. Oh, thanks very much, buddy. That's awesome to hear. That is absolutely awesome to hear. Like, obviously, I've been doing a lot of this streaming stuff recently, but I did record a video of Subnautica early on today and kind of half-edited it. You know, I assembled it, basically. I assembled the edit. So, hopefully we should have that in a few days. You know, I'll probably do some more work on it during the day tomorrow. Kind of finish that off, you know, put the music on it and stuff. It was a good video as well, actually, if I think about it. And also, since I got my Elgato back, it meant I was able to record Subnautica at a really nice, consistent frame rate. Because that is a bit of a problem with using Shadowplay with some games, like Subnautica in particular, is that sometimes you can kind of get quite sporadic, intermittent frames, and it makes editing it an absolute nightmare. But since I got the Elgato back, everything is a very solid and consistent frame rate, which makes me, as a creator, very, very happy. And it should make you, as a viewer, very, very happy as well. Gotta drag that on there. Yep, just go ahead and get some thinner ones and stuff like that. No harm in getting some of the thin ones in there as well. Might put that over there, actually. You know, just beneath my face cam. Yep, that will kind of work in there. Go ahead and slide that. Kind of like that. Yep, that works pretty well, actually. Looks pretty good, in fact. Let's go ahead and grab another one. And maybe lower it down a bit like that. Yep, that's good. That's good. And it's okay to have them at angles and stuff like that. They don't need to be straight. The idea is that it's kind of like a cheap fix, you know? They don't have that much metal. Well, actually, no, clearly they have a lot of metal. But why waste metal on certain things when you don't actually need to? You know, if they can walk on it, if they don't fall down, it's okay. Hey, if nobody gets hurt, everything's alright. There we go, drag a couple more pieces in there. Go ahead and read some more of this stuff. Okay, El Ditador Forma Para Todos says, I'm going to smash that like button. Smash that like button like no one has ever smashed it. Well, good on you, buddy. In fact, I think everyone should go ahead and smash that like button. Because if there's a button which has a like symbol on it, it should always be smashed. Always. Oh, at least on my content it should anyway. You know, I'm sure there's many videos which do not deserve likes. But hey, typically, I only like videos. I never dislike videos, you know? I don't get it. You know, I don't really think there's much to be learned by disliking a video unless you explain it in the comments as well, you know? But liking a video, that actually means something, I think. Go ahead and get like one more little section right there. There we go. That's that part kind of neatly plugged up. And we've got a notification there. What have we got? Fixer has just subscribed. Oh, everyone welcome Fixer. Everyone welcome Fixer. Thanks very much for subscribing there, buddy. That is very, very kind of you. What is it that you fix exactly? What is it that you fix? Is it cars? Houses? Plumbing? People? Are you a people fixer? Are you a doctor, sir? I don't know. But welcome very much to the channel. I hope you can go ahead and stay for the foreseeable future and enjoy the content we have here. And also, here's the thing. If any of you are new here, ask yourself, how long have you been here? Like, 3 minutes? 5 minutes? maybe if you've been here like 3 or 4 minutes, maybe consider subscribing. You know, that's probably long enough to know that you kind of like the stuff we're doing here. You know, if you kind of stay and you think, yeah, you know, this guy's not bad. This guy's not bad. I kind of like what he's doing. Then maybe go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You won't regret it. Because we do stuff like this all the time. You know, we stream on a fairly regular basis now. And also we still have all of the VOD content. We've got months of VOD content. You know, video on demand content. Edited content. And I'm sure you'll enjoy your stay here. Right, go ahead and grab that section. Maybe put it just like that. And we'll have to rotate it at a bit of an angle, won't we? Do this one numerically. Rotate it a little bit on the y-axis. Just like that. How's that looking? Yep, kind of works. Let's go ahead and maybe get another one of those ones. Just kind of put it that way. And we've got a notification there. Brian Fuller has donated $5 through Super Chat. And what does he say? Final, what's up, brother? Gotta send you that love, Pikmin. Ah, fantastic. Everyone, Brian, 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 Brian. Everyone chant Brian Fuller's name in the chat for donating $5. Thank you very much for that, buddy. That is very, very kind of you. That helps keep the streams going, helps keep them ad-free, and means we don't have horrible mobile video gaming adverts in them, as I've already ranted about. Oh, darn it. We also didn't get a chant for Otto, did we? Otto, 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 Otto. Everyone go ahead and chant Ottoman's name as well for donating in the super chat. That is absolutely fantastic, people. We want a Pikmin Otto, Pikmin Otto, Pikmin Otto Brian. There we go. Thank you very much for donating, guys. As I said, keeps it ad-free. And not only that, but just the smallest donations often mean that it makes more money than just a VOD video on itself. You know, because I'm sure many other YouTubers will also, you know, tell you this, if they want to, that is. Oh, there goes my camera. But VOD content, edited content, is very hard to make money from on advertising at this time of year. Because advertisers just don't have the money. But you guys, you know, being really, really kind and donating and stuff, really does make a big difference to it. It really, really does. Really, really does indeed. Alright, so there is another part plugged up right there. Fantastic stuff. And that's that entire little section plugged up. Indeed it is. It's looking alright, isn't it? It's looking alright indeed. No obvious glitches with it. We'll be able to find out more when we jump in game and stuff like that, obviously. But for now, I think it's pretty good. Maybe we should go ahead and save that right there. So now, any circular parts there? No, it's just those three done there. And we got this one over here. Okay, this is obviously a bit of a boring part of the build, but it's something that needs to be done. Dakilla TV Gamer says, maybe you could add some of your own lore that Diamond City doesn't really like. So that Piper, likes a Piper had to burn newspapers. Maybe someone hates Nick Valentine. Maybe plans to kill the mayor. Maybe have an Italian restaurant. Oh, okay, those are all good ideas. We're always open to the idea of adding our own little custom lore. Like in the last mod we did, which was the Virgil's Laboratory one, we did add some of our own custom lore into a terminal there. So we could probably go ahead and do that here. Maybe the idea is that down at the bottom, everyone's talking about how bad the mayor is and how everyone is synths and stuff and everything's a bit rubbish. But up here, it's like, hey, the mayor is great. Everyone loves the mayor. He gives us all this clean water, all this electricity, and all this safety. Diamond City is an amazing place. And of course, they're going to say that because they're up in the grandstand. I should totally call this part of the city the grandstand. That's goddamn genius, Final Render. God, give yourself a pat on the back. The grandstand. That's perfect for this part of town. Who likes that name? Who likes that name? I like that name. Everyone should like that name. It's goddamn genius. Anyways, so yeah, adding some custom lore is totally a possibility. It's totally something we can do. What else have we got? Hanzo for Life and Death says cam is messed up. Oh god, yeah, it is. It's all... what's going on there? Try this now. See if this works now. Yeah, that looks okay now. Yep, okay, that appears to have fixed it. It is obviously a bit of an issue, going ahead and using the HDMI and stuff, because I've kind of got a custom firmware on my camera to go ahead and fill the entire box of it. And it, you know, it's custom firmware, so it's not ideal solution, but it is what it is. Okay, people saying rest in peace face cam and stuff. It's back now. It's back now. In fact, is it a bit laggy? Lag. tiny bit of lag maybe. I'm going to go ahead and reset it one more time. Right, hopefully that goes ahead and gets rid of any lag as well. It might just be in my imagination, that bit of lag, but I don't know. Go ahead and get rid of it anyway, just in case. Okie dokie, so we got that in place there. Like, really, ideally, I need a camera that can actually output 60 frames a second, you know, because my DSLR can output 60 frames a second, but not via the HDMI. So that's a huge shame. You know, I would need a camera which can actually output 60 frames per second on the HDMI, but I also still want it to be a DSLR, you know, because there are ways I can do it quite easily, you know. I can go ahead and get, well, I've got a C920 over there, but I friggin' hate webcams. They look terrible, in my honest opinion. I don't care how good your webcam is. It's not as good as a DSLR. It's not. And things like GoPros and stuff can work, but they're pretty expensive. You know, surely there's like something in the middle of a DSLR and a GoPro that's good enough, you know? Surely. I don't know. I think I've seen some in Argos, but they're actually not too cheap either. They're about the same price as a GoPro. If that's the case, I might as well get a GoPro. I don't know. I have to do some more research into it and stuff. Actually, that being said, though, I'd rather get a new graphics card than a new camera, you know? Because this is good enough. This is good enough for now. What else are people saying? Render, can you play Don't Starve? I don't own Don't Starve. I've never tried it, actually. I've never tried it. I've seen it before. It looks interesting. But I've actually never tried it myself. I'd have to actually look into it and see if there's anything good with it. Yeah, I think that's fine, don't you? I think that little plug works. Kind of works in my opinion. Yeah. Okay, but the creation kit is lagging quite a bit. It's lagging a lot, in fact. It's only lagging on the rotation, though. Doing everything else, you know, clicking on things, totally fine. But for some reason, rotating the camera is getting very, very laggy indeed. See? Where am I now? Why am I down here? I don't know. There's something up with the settings or something. There we go. I would say it's because the computer's working too hard and stuff like that, but everything else in the creation kit is working just fine, so I don't know. Creation kit is a very unstable bit of software after all. Alright, so this section here, I need to add some section there, but I really don't like the idea of going ahead and just having another one of these squares, because it just kind of glitches under there. I had an idea for this little section, and that was the idea of maybe having some kind of waterfall almost. I don't know if that would work, but the idea is that we've obviously got the lake down here, so maybe the water can just be falling from the upper section down into the water down there. I don't know. It's an idea. Yeah, I think I'll leave that blank for now. I'll leave that blank for now, and if we can come up with a way to get some kind of idea like that, then that would be great. I just love the idea of all the trash and the rubbish from the top level always leaking down onto the bottom level. You know, all people's drinking water and stuff, all people's toilets being flushed, just bottles being knocked off the railings and stuff, spotlights from the security always spying on people below. I love that kind of idea of having this top section looking great, but so much rubbish just falling onto the bottom level, because let's face it, who cares about the bottom level, you know? Okay, so what else are people saying in the chat? Ogan Fitzgerald says 60 seconds update. Oh, is there an update for 60 seconds? I'll have to go ahead and check that. Basic building guide, not, says someone. Okay, I'll have to read that comment later. I've actually been getting a lot of people watching that Subnautica Ultimate Building Guide, which I uploaded a week and a half ago. And there's loads of people saying, oh, such spoilers in this video. It's like, the game's been out for like 2.5 years, you know? I'm sorry, but the game's been out for a while. Surely you should know what's in the game if that's the case. Alrighty, so drag that right there. And just kind of fill these little circles. Again, you know, just the same kind of corrugated metal pieces. Doesn't really matter if they layer too much. Doesn't really matter if they're not perfectly fitting. As long as it kind of fixes the hole and kind of fits the Diamond City aesthetic of just a bit rubbish looking, you know? It's just a bit rubbish, innit, Keith? Oh, sure, Mick. It's perfect, that is. Diamond City is my city. Go ahead and do that. Just like that. Yep, that's perfect. That is perfect. What else are people saying in the chat? That's exactly what I want to know right now. Dave01 says, please repost in the channel Volby101. Do you mean repost Vault 101 mod? Is that what you're asking? Well, I don't even have it anymore. You know, because I actually went ahead and what's it called? I actually had to reformat my computer. So the one that's online, that is what it is, you know. That is what it is. That's another reason I completely forgot to mention as to why we kind of abandoned that mod quite a while ago. It's just that the actual files aren't even present anymore. Okay. Pop that right there. Anything else saying stuff? Okay, Sora Shinto says, why not try using the workshop corrugated roofs to cover those holes? Maybe. I think they're about the same size of these walls, though. And the reason we're using these smaller pieces is because these walls are too big. You know, so if they are working on the same kind of layout, then they will actually be too big. Alright, so let's go ahead and find some of those ones, because I am curious right now. I believe it's right at the bottom, isn't it? It's under, like, the workshop ones. God's sake, I really struggle scrolling right now, because since I've got the Elgato and stuff plugged into my computer, it kind of makes the images really bright on my computer screen, on my main monitor. Not my second one, but on my main one, it looks really bright. So it's really hard to see certain parts of text and stuff. For you, it's fine. It's just the monitor, you know, it's not the actual image output. And, yeah, okay, things like that, yeah, they are a bit too big, unfortunately. I like the idea, but they are just a bit too big. That's why we're using these smaller sections. Because if you imagine, you know, these kind of square sections, they're about the same size as, like, the foundation pieces that you can get in the workshop mode. So that kind of gives you an idea of a sense of scale of this place, you know? DC Kit Metal. There we go, DC Kit Metal. It's actually the name of a prog rock band from the 70s, DC Kit Metal. It's true. They actually inspired all the greats, you know. Ainsley Harriott was inspired by these guys for his acting and singer career. What you doing on the floor, piece of acoustic foam? What you doing on the floor? We don't want you falling down. Let's go ahead and fix this quickly. There we go. Job done. Job done. Alright. Set repaired. Boom. Let's get back to work. See, you'd never know how messy this set is behind me unless you go full screen like that. Right, so how big is... This camera is really starting to annoy me now. How big is this section right over here? It's kind of a tiny little one, isn't it? But again, you know, as long as people can't fall in, we can work with it. We'll go ahead and rotate this section just like that. Just like that, and drop it back in. Superb. Alright, so what are people saying in the chat? Render, is there a mod for the Crater of Atom for PlayStation? I honestly don't know. I don't look up PlayStation mods, if I'm completely honest. You know, I do have the game on PlayStation, but I don't play it on PlayStation. In fact, I don't really play it on PC. I pretty much just only make videos on it nowadays. But, you know, there might be one. Go have a check. Go have a check. That's part of the great things about going ahead and looking for mods, is that you'll find something you never thought you needed until all of a sudden you downloaded it, and it's like, oh my gosh, I really needed this mod. How did I not find this mod before? This has completely changed the way I see my life and entire existence. That might be a bit dramatic, but okay, is what it is. And Brenner Garbut has just subscribed. Everyone, welcome Brenner, everyone. Thank you very much for subscribing right there. That is very, very kind of you. You know, if you feel as if you enjoy the content and you're not subscribed yet, say if you've just been kind of enjoying watching this so far, maybe go ahead and subscribe. You might enjoy yourself a bit more. We've got plenty of content to go ahead and enjoy. Alrighty, so what else are people saying? Panda Dot says, just got here, what has happened? We are plugging up some of the little holes and stuff like that in the floor, and Travis Epperson has just subscribed. That's exactly what we want. We want to go ahead and see lots of new subscribers like that. It looks like people are asking for my real name. I will not say that, frankly. I would like to have some kind of privacy away from you guys. Whilst I love all of you guys, some things I only will divulge to certain people, not to the masses, you know? I'd rather I am the character final render rather than me, you know? Okay, something I realized, we will actually need to go ahead and put these on the bottom section as well, won't we? Yeah, otherwise we will kind of visually see a gap. I have to go ahead and make sure we do that in the future also. Whoop, just go ahead and move that accidentally. Why am I upside down? This camera is really bugging me at the minute. Really bugging me. Right, big section here. Okay, so sorry about that. I was just kind of reading the chat there. Jack Livingstone says, "Yo, what's up, bro? Haven't watched your videos in a while." Well, how are you, buddy? Nice to see you again. Like, we've been working pretty hard on some pretty exciting stuff, haven't we, guys? You know, we put out some pretty darn good content. Put out some pretty good mods. And we are working on this one right now, which is Diamond City, the dystopian version. Which has a huge city above the main city. You know, to kind of separate the rich from the poor. And I think it works really, really well, you know. Not only does it look really cool so far, or I think so anyway, but it's kind of a cool idea in terms of sci-fi. Actually works out really well. Only problem is, it's a lot to build. It's a lot to work, unfortunately. But hey, it'll all be worth it in the end, I'm sure. You know, when it's finally out, and you guys can say, hey, I watched him do that, I did. I watched every stream, I did. I watched every single stream. I'm his favourite, I am. I'm his favourite, aren't I, Bernard? Yeah, sure, Mick, you are. Yes. Anything else saying stuff? Okay, so... Otto Ottoman says, imagine if he said his real name by accident. Well, I won't, basically. Like, for some reason, I don't really understand why people want to know so much. But I'd just rather not, you know? It's that simple. Let's go ahead and slot that part in right there. Now maybe another part. Oh dear. You gotta rotate that just a bit like that. And go ahead and drag it down a tad. There we go. There's another section kind of plugged up. Go ahead and... how are we going to do this one? We've got to rotate this one a little bit, haven't we? Okay, let's go ahead and do this numerically again. When in doubt, you know, say if you're struggling to go ahead and rotate something appropriately, just go ahead and do it numerically, like this. You can also do the same for its position. You know, it's X, Y, and Z. You can go ahead and position and rotate them accordingly to the decimal point, which makes things much, much easier indeed. Okay, Laura Elstrad says, Render, besides Richie Rich homes, do you have a plan to add other types of buildings you include on the upper level? Oh, yeah, definitely. We liked the idea of having some kind of restaurant. We toyed with the idea of a casino. Not too sure about that yet, though. Not too sure about that. I think if we are going to do other buildings, then they would have to be interior cells, ideally, wouldn't they? But in terms of actual exterior things, we like the idea of having, like, a little flower garden, you know, kind of like, almost maybe like a tree maze or something. We like the idea of a kids play park. We like the idea of that, you know, where there's like nice kids equipment. And down at the bottom, they got all the rusted stuff, you know. We like that idea. And what else are people saying? What else are people saying? Daniel the Gamer says, pull a Jacksepticeye and show us your abs. Well, that isn't going to happen because I don't have any. I just sit there drinking coffee all day and, you know, on the computer. I don't have abs. Abs are for people who are proactive. Not me. Not Final Render. Alright, so we've got another little section to plug up right there. How much can I get away with in this one? I'll probably only need like 3 or 4 here, don't I? Or just 3 or 4 little sections. Especially if they're big ones. Did that paste something in? Oh, it pasted it down there. You can just see it right beside the screen. Whoopsies. Okay, I must have just missed it. It's like, oh, you tried, Mick, but you can't even put a bit of metal on an upper city foundation, can you? Oh, for God's sake. There we go. There's a nice little section just like that. Just put a little happy little bit of corrugated metal there. And that piece of corrugated metal, that's our secret. You know, you can put whatever you want into your own little world. This is your world. Put whatever you want in there. Alright, so what else are people saying? Affected Wind says, can you add a mutant hound and name it Affected? I don't really think we should go ahead and add mutated animals in here because they will probably be, you know, ravenous and stuff and things. I don't really think they would want to have mutated things in here. They're already fussy enough about who comes in here. But having a regular dog we could do. Probably do a regular dog. We've had lots of people asking for things like cats and stuff like that. Like Otto's asked for one. You've just asked for some kind of animal. There was someone else as well. Who was it that asked for another one? I honestly forget. I'm sure they'll remind me. I'm sure they'll remind me. Probably just like one more big section in here. And then we can call this kind of section plugged. Indeed we can. Plugged. Such a good little word to put emphasis on, isn't it? Plugged. Yes. There we go. Lots of people saying here. Late to the Fallout says, hi, Final. Hope your family went well yesterday. My little one is watching you for the first time and would like to know if you can say hi to her. Hello there, how you doing? Hey? Late to the Fallout's little one. I hope you're alright. Are you having a good time? I certainly hope so. Like, we're all very friendly here. You know, we work hard building some cool things in video games so that players can walk around and enjoy themselves. And this is what we're making right now. We're making a big city on the top of another city, so that we have 2 levels of cities. It's pretty exciting. It's like Cityception. Although if you're a young one, you might not know what film I'm talking about. Maybe when you get a bit older, you can go ahead and watch that one. Alright. Something I need to remember as well, as I said a few moments ago, I need to go ahead and duplicate these. Otherwise, you'll see directly through the bottom of it, won't you? Okay, David Heimsmowitz says, do you play or mod Skyrim? I've never modded Skyrim. But I've obviously played a lot of it. Heck, well, who hasn't played a lot of Skyrim? You know, Skyrim has been out for... Oh, when did Skyrim come out? 2011? Something like that? That's a lot of time for people to sink hours into. And sink hours into it, they did. I need to get rid of those 2 bits of bridge, didn't I? I said I would get rid of those ages ago, but I never actually got around to it. There we go. Got to get rid of those now. Again, we might still add sections to the city and stuff, but as of right now, I'm kind of happy with the layout. It's not too big, it's not too small, you know? And obviously, every street we add... we'll have to add buildings to it as well, so let's not go too crazy. You know, it's pretty big as it is. It'll feel much bigger when you're walking around it, that's for sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab these sections, duplicate them, and bring them down. Throw my hand down, flip it, and reverse it. Excellent stuff, excellent stuff. Alright, late to the Fallout says she got so excited. Thank you. No problem. Hope you go ahead and enjoy the stream. That is absolutely fantastic. See, that's a nice thing about streaming, isn't it? You know, you can interact with people, you can answer questions and stuff, and everyone just has fun. And that's what Final Render content is about. It's about having fun. You know, yeah, sure, we take the creative side of it seriously. You know, we want things to work, and we want them to look cool, and sometimes we want them to be lore-friendly. This time we're going for lore-friendly. But primarily, it's about having fun. Having fun. Because what's the point in creating if you can't have fun? You know? So many people work really hard to try to create something that has some kind of meaning, yet they're miserable about what they've created. Don't. Be happy about what you've created. I'm sure it's beautiful. Just like me, Final Render. God darn it, I need to stop. It's time to stop. Go ahead and maybe drag that one panel down, just like that. Yeah, there we go. Sure, it's exactly identical, but we might just be able to just move 1 or 2 of the little pieces like that, just so it's not exactly the same, you know? In the end, it's probably not really going to matter too much, but go ahead and separate it a little bit, just to make it look a little less the same, so to speak. Alright, so what else are people saying? Al Capone says, I don't know about this. What don't you know about Al Capone? What don't you know about? Wondering. Nah, never mind. I was going to say something, but never mind. I just realized it doesn't make sense. Claire Morse says, will this be a mod? It certainly will. We are building this in the creation kit, of course, which is where you go ahead and build your mods. And we do intend to have this as a mod on all systems. We certainly plan to have it on all systems anyway. You know, worst case scenario, it's missing some stuff on PlayStation 4, you know. That's the worst case scenario, you know. But I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. You know, I've done that enough with my mods. And it's like, you know what? Maybe you should just find a way to get them to work, you know? Obviously, some things have limits, like obviously can't do anything with external assets, external scripting, etc. But for the most part, with most of the work I do with the mods, you probably could lose 1 or 2 things and have them work on PlayStation 4, you know? And that's ultimately better than not having anything at all, isn't it? Alrighty, so I believe we've kind of plugged up all the bottom sections, I think. Well, really, the best way to do it is to go ahead and jump in game, isn't it? Best thing to do is go ahead and jump in game, save it, do everything like that, pause the recording, and we'll go ahead and jump in game so that we can go ahead and see how it looks so far, you know? And Ryan Schuster says, howdy, Final. Oh, hello there, Ryan. How's it going, matey? How are you doing? You alright? You alright? Just to let you know, by the way, Ryan, we obviously went ahead and recorded some Subnautica today. Well, not we, just me. It wasn't a stream or anything. And you were on the Patreon lockers. So, good luck to that. I think it was you. Pretty certain it was you. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into the old Nexus mod manager so we can go ahead. And do all of this. Patrick Cannon says, could you make a house with the name The Connons, maybe? The Connons? Is that some kind of lore reference? I don't really fully understand. The Connons. Not too sure. Not too sure. Maybe it is. Or maybe it's just their name or something. I don't know. Maybe it's that person's name. Before we launch in, though. Before we launch in. Yep, okay. I've just gone ahead and checked it. It should open up on this monitor. Thank heavens. It should open up on this monitor. Please open up on this monitor. Oh, it's got to open Steam and stuff first, of course. Of course. Al Capone says, damn, Final Render, I just joined. What's all this stuff about? All this stuff about? We are building Diamond City, a dystopian Diamond City. A Diamond City which is far bigger than the regular Diamond City, but has just as much horrible people inside. Posh people, racists, and lots of other rich folk. And we're going to be filling the place. Ryan Shooter says, hey, well, I appreciate it, man. Sherry, I'm Skygon, by the way. Yeah, I knew you were Skygon, buddy. Oh, you were talking to other people in the chat. Okay, sorry about that, buddy. What else have we got? Late to the Fallout says, you still have that Missy E song going on in your head. Yeah, it's always in my head. Every time I say flip it, I always think of the Missy Elliott song. Yeah, it's not even a very good song, frankly. Well, it's alright, I suppose. It's not that bad. It was definitely overplayed when it came out, though. That's for sure. Okay, the Cool Gamer says, make Disneyland in Fallout 4. I haven't been in Disneyland for a very long time. I went to Disneyland when I was a little kid. Even as a little kid, I remember thinking it was kind of overrated, if I'm honest. Even as a little kid. But that might have been because I was so young. I wasn't allowed to go on any of the rides and stuff like that, you know. Maybe that's why I thought it wasn't very good. And that's Disneyland, of course. I have no idea about Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Where is my peasant stick? Here we go. Got the good old peasant stick right here. Oh. Nearly hit new game then. Every time you hit new game, with the amount of mods and stuff I got installed, it takes like 5 minutes to start a new game. It really does. Just load in before it actually plays that final thing. What are people saying? Kuro Build says, it was already a sort of dystopia, you know? Given the 210 years of nuclear holocaust and everything. Yeah, that is true. But we're going like proper... We're going proper sci-fi with it, where we have a huge divide between the rich and the poor. You know, we're going like that proper, you know, Steven Spielberg sci-fi kind of route. Okay, Sombertown DS1 says, don't forget when you're done to light up the bottom area that you build over. Well, as I said, we had the idea of having spotlights looking down and kind of spying on the lower people. Not only that look glorious in terms of the god rays and stuff like that, but, you know, I think it will be really, really good. Humongous says, I love how you still use some Apple headphones. Oh, these even aren't Apple headphones. These are Samsung ones. These are Samsung ones. I would like to get some proper headphones and stuff like, but I refuse to just buy some cheap headphones, you know. If I'm going to get some headphones, I want to get like some that are really expensive. One that are really good quality, you know. I'm fed up of, for the longest time, you know, in my life, I would just kind of buy cheap stuff and think, it's good enough. If it breaks, I'll get a new one. But nowadays, I've been going much more used to the idea of getting more premium stuff. You know, like, obviously I wanted to buy a new CPU. I got an 8-core. I could have got like a 4-core for much, much cheaper. It's like, nah, go ahead and get the 8-core. Saving up for a new graphics card. I'll probably go for like a 1070 Ti or maybe even a 1080 Ti. Maybe. Depends on the cryptocurrency miners. And Chrissy Reed says, can't wait to see this finished. Well, I would love to see it finished, but I honestly have no idea how long it's going to be. This is easily going to be the biggest build we've ever done. Easily the biggest build we've ever done, especially if we take into account that we're going to also be doing the interior cells and stuff like that. The Cool Gamer says, how many mods do you have, Final Render? I actually have no idea. No idea at all. No idea at all, sorry. On Nexus, you can actually check quite easily, but I don't actually know off the top of my head. There's quite a few. Some of them are tiny ones, some of them are just little download files. So once again, you know, I typically find 11 o'clock in the morning is the best time to shoot stuff in Fallout 4, at least with my EMB anyway. And let's go ahead and change the weather. There is a horrible thing inside this Diamond City cell, unfortunately, to where the weather seems to change very sporadically. You know, the weather doesn't stay clear for long. There we go, that's looking alright there. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of these plugs. Yeah, they ain't bad, are they? That one directly in front of us is a little too high, but can we walk on it? Yep, we can walk on that just fine. What about that one over there? That one's a little bit smaller. Yeah, there are still little gaps. Yeah, it works. It works. And this one here, again, little gaps, not the end of the world. Player isn't actually getting caught on anything and stuff, you know. I realise I've never actually gone up these stairs yet, have I? Gone up these little stairs. That's cool. I love how we're pretty much right on level with these lights. That's really cool. And, yep, not getting stuck there. And, tell you what, let's go ahead and grab the old free camera. We'll go ahead and grab the old free camera. So we get some more shots of it, you know? Alrighty, so, remember, people. What are your console commands to go ahead and get free camera shots in the PC version of Fallout 4? TFC turns on the free camera. Turn free camera. SUCSM controls for camera speed. We're going to put it on 5. Putting it on 1 is obviously the slowest, but since I've got this controller, I should be able to go ahead and rotate it a bit quite easily. And of course, TM turns off the menus. Now you've got a perfectly functional camera. Ottoman says, how many megabytes / gigabytes / terabytes have you got per sec? Oh, do you mean the internet for the upload? The upload is 1 megabit per second up. So this stream is actually going out at 700 megabits. That's why the picture quality is so bad when I do big movements like this. And also why the frame rate is kind of jittery when we go in-game. Because we are working with such a small internet bandwidth. But there's nothing we can do. It's the English countryside. That's just what the internet is. I only need like 3 megabits per second up to get a solid, pretty darn good 60 frames a second, 720p stream. But right now we got a pretty choppy, pretty pixelated 30 frames a second, 720p stream. I did kind of test one at standard definition, but that's almost not worth it, you know. At least in the creation kit, there's a lot of static stuff, so you can still read writing and stuff if it's in 720. But standard def, you really couldn't. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some of these shots right there. It does work alright. It does work alright. There is some little fine adjustments to do, tiny ones. But it's not the end of the world if we leave them till later. And see if we can go in and get some shots underneath. Yeah, just like some little shots underneath, just to kind of show we work. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you don't record it and put it in the video, people won't know it's there. It's true. You have no idea how many times I've worked on something really, really hard, accidentally edited out the video, and really regretted it. Because I worked really hard on just fixing like a tiny little problem, and no one's ever known. Obviously, now we're live streaming it and stuff, more people know. But lots of stuff like that, people don't really know. Also, I need to film this correctly. Normally, whenever I do my panning shots, I always go from left to right. And there is a very good reason for that. Because when you pan from left to right, if you are showing your footage to a Western audience, in particular, then it naturally looks a bit nicer to them. Because Western audiences read from left to right, top left to top right. If we were to, say, show this to someone who, I don't know, maybe lived in the Middle East or something like that, where they write from top to left, then it may not be as good. Or say if someone was in, I believe in China, they also go the other way. Stuff like that, you know? If you go ahead and do it the wrong way, depending on your audience, it can make a big difference. Alright, we also need a pillow shot here. A pillow shot, of course, is just a shot of the character. And we normally just kind of stay on the character for a little bit of time until she does like some kind of animation, you know, she'll like play with her hair or like crack her knuckles or something like that. And the reason we do that is because it works really well as a nice transition between going from the creation kit to in-game footage, you know? And Let's Play Games 5539 has just subscribed. Thank you very much for subscribing, Let's Play Games. That is absolutely awesome. I really hope you enjoy your stay here. And I hope you go ahead and tell all of your friends about the stream, because we're having great fun going ahead and making all of this stuff. Alright, so we've got one animation of her kind of moving her head and stuff there. Just go ahead and turn that on for now. Let's see if we can move her to a different spot so we can go ahead and get a different kind of pillow shot. Ah, you see, it's getting dark already. It's getting dark already. I'm going to go ahead and do the catwalk here. I'm going to go ahead and do the catwalk. Let's go ahead and say player.playIdle pointing. maybe if I can spell pointing correctly. There we go. TM. And now, start recording. And now, as soon as I kind of turn off this little menu, if you turn off this little menu, oh, we got a notification there. Ghosty Ghost has just subscribed. Ooh, spooky. Nice to see you, buddy. Thanks very much for subscribing. All right, so let's get ready to film the kind of walk down the stairs. And the depressed shark has just subscribed. Oh, don't be depressed, shark. Everyone likes sharks. Well, most people do. I like sharks. Don't be depressed, buddy. Thank you very much for subscribing. Maybe some final render video. Oop. Maybe some final render videos will make you feel better. And of course, we need to go ahead and actually turn on the TFC in order to do this animation, don't we? See if we can actually get down to like the bottom of the stairs. I have no idea if this will work, what I'm planning to do right now. I need her to face the stairs. No, face the stairs, please. Oh, it's always a nightmare to do this without the consoler turned on. Maybe if I try this. There we go. She's facing the stairs now. Okay, sweet. Because whenever you rotate the camera in-game using the joystick, it will actually make the character move as well. It didn't do that in Skyrim, but it does do that here. Yes. Menus, please. There we go. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so now let's go ahead and play that an animation again. Okay, so TM to turn it off. Are you ready, people? And go. Yeah. Oh no, it's glitching. It's glitching. Oh no, we don't want to glitch. Why is she walking in the air? We might better use a tiny bit of that. We might better use a tiny bit of that. Alright, let's go ahead and maybe make her face the other way. Maybe make you face the other way so that you don't walk off into the atmosphere. There we go. I'll try this one more time. Again, you know, this will just kind of serve as a shot. Okay, so, and I'll play idle, TM, hit record. Chrissy Reed says, Render, why did you choose to become a female character? There's two reasons. Well, maybe three. One, the very first character I played on Fallout 4 was male, so I wanted to see the female side. Two, gameplay-wise, it actually makes more sense to play as a female because there are more perks which benefit you as being a female. You know, things like, there's the Black Widow perk, which means you do more damage to men. And there's more male enemies in-game, you know? So there's things like that. But also, I'm making YouTube videos. You know, it may sound sexist, but there is a certain amount of playing the YouTube game. And people are more likely to click on videos with thumbnails which have women in them than men. Yeah, that may sound sexist, and maybe it is a little bit, but it's just a fact of the matter, you know? That's the way it is. Not only that, but as I said, I also really like the fact that with Fallout 4 in particular, it's about a missing child, the game, you know? It's about a missing child. And I personally found the part of the story with the mother trying to find the son much more sad and dramatic than the father trying to find the son. Because even when you look at the lines in the script, there's much more emotion in the lines and stuff when it's the mother trying to find the child rather than the father. Maybe that's just my opinion, but that's why. So there's a few good reasons as to why it's a female character. Alright, so let's go ahead and read some more of the chat. Find out if everything is okay and everyone is having fun. Hopefully everyone is having fun. Oh, go ahead and load up the creation kit and stuff while I actually go ahead and read the chat. It actually takes a long time for the creation kit to load. So let's go ahead and trigger this before I start reading some of the chat. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit OK there. Alrighty, so... Sorry, I just had to go ahead and... thingamajig. I had to go ahead and remove something there. So, what else are people saying? Epic Gamer says, if Fallout was online, I'd give you all my bottle caps. Oh, thank you very much. You probably wouldn't have that much fun, would you? What else have we got? Madden Mon123 says, yo, Final, you're a Kent lad then. No, never been to Kent. Never been to Kent indeed. Okay, Ryan Schuster says, would you mind shouting out the Discord server? Yes, I would mind, actually. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. What have we got? We've got a notification there. No longer in use. Gone to new home has just subscribed. Well, that's a bit of an interesting long name. Thank you very much for subscribing, buddy. That is absolutely awesome. Yeah, Ryan is, of course, Skygon, who is the chief moderator on the Discord server. You can find the Discord server down in the description. We've got lots of people in the Discord server who like talking about Fallout, like talking about modding, but mostly it is the Final Render community. So it's not just Fallout stuff, it is also all of the communities based around Final Render content. So there's people in there who like 60 Seconds, people who like Subnautica, all that other fun stuff that we do on the Final Render channel. It's all in the Discord. You can go ahead and talk about all of it and have some great fun. Everyone's friendly there, everyone makes friends, and it's all great. Not only that, but also you get special previews of all of the videos which are going live. You know, they actually give you guys a preview before it goes public on YouTube. So, that's another reason to subscribe to the Discord in of itself. Ah, there we go. And once again, people, do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? Well, it's 10 past 10 here, but we've been streaming for an hour, which means it's time for a share spike, people. We've been streaming for an hour. Share spike, share spike, share spike. Everyone go ahead and open up your Twitters. Go ahead and get yourself a share spike right there. We want as many people watching the stream as possible. How many people watching right now? We've got 91 people watching the stream right now. Come on, guys. Let's push that to over 100. You know what I'm saying? 91 people. 91's a rubbish number when it's so close to 100, you know? We are just short of 100 viewers in the live stream. Come join in and enjoy the fun and chaos. There we go. Tweeted. I have now tweeted, people. You guys need to go ahead and help to the share spike. Go ahead and share spike, share spike, share spike. Let's get this stream over 100 people. You know, we have occasionally gone over 100. You know, I think the highest we've ever had is something like 125. Let's go ahead and shoot for over 100 viewers. How about that? Can we do that? I'm sure you guys can go ahead and help out, can't you? It's free for you guys. It's free for me. It's free for everyone. Let's go ahead and get that share spike going so we can get over 100 viewers. That's exactly what we need. There we go. I've already seen we've got an actual share spike right there. Someone actually tagged me in the Twitter right there. Ramesses has just gone ahead and shouted out the fantastic stream. I want to see other things like this on my Twitter right now. I want to see notification after notification. You can, of course, do it by hitting the Twitter icon right below the screen. There we go. Creature Kit is finally loaded. We can kind of carry on now. Alrighty. So, that's the notification of the share spike out of the way. So now, once again, you know, we always need to work on our layers and stuff in the creation kit. Let's go ahead, turn off the Christmas layer, because otherwise that will really, really confuse me. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on in Diamond City, layers-wise. An awful lot. We actually have not the biggest... Yeah, we have now got the biggest layer in Diamond City. We've got 5 more assets more than Diamond Shack's RVs. Yes. Okay, so we now got the biggest part of Diamond City. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that fantastic? Oh yeah, we got another notification there. Chrissy Reed has retweeted. That is fantastic. And we've got a notification on stream. Super Ghost Beast has just subscribed. Wow. I've heard of Super Beasts, and I've heard of Super Ghosts, but I've never heard of a Super Ghost Beast. Quickly, call the Ghostbusters, call Scooby-Doo, call anyone. We've got a Super Ghost Beast in the stream. Thank you very much for subscribing, dude. That is absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome indeed, Rooney. Alright, so I'm noticing on the screen it says we've got 93 people watching right now. How about we get it over to 100? Okay, the cool gamer says, is it possible to make the Eiffel Tower in Fallout 4? Could you possibly try doing that final render? I don't know if I would try to do that, but in theory it's possible. You know, you got sections of metal and stuff like that, so you can, in theory, go ahead and do that, no problem. Okay, so what else did I want to do in this stream? What else did I want to do? Street lights I had the idea of, didn't I? Yeah, street lights. Go in and get some street lamps. Is it just street lamp? Well, maybe if I spell street lamp correctly, it might actually be a bit easier. And we do have some pack-ins of street lamps. Just like that. Ooh. Ooh, that's a damn saucy street lamp right there. That's a damn saucy street lamp. Let's go ahead and see if we can, I believe you can alter the time of day. Yeah, let's go ahead and make it quite dark in the day. Make it 11 o'clock at night in-game. Doesn't really help, does it? Doesn't really give me much notification as to how bright it is. But okay, let's kind of work with some of these street lamps here. Obviously, we are building this city here, people. You know, we're not just building some kind of namby-pamby place where you put a load of shacks. We're building a city right here. This is meant to be a glorious city. But I don't know if I like these street lamps. As cool as they look, they might not be appropriate. They might be a bit too big, you know? Yeah, I don't like them. They're a bit too big. They're too tall, those ones. Do we have any more? There are some which I've got in mind, which would be a perfect kind of size-wise. And that's exactly what I need. Okay, Mr. Cyanex17 says, hello, what did I miss? We have just started to go ahead and add some street lights to our cities. That's what we're going to be doing. Add in some street lights. And, of course, we actually just left the in-game mode. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and start recording for the video. And we'll go ahead and find the lights we need. Maybe we'll just type in street and go to the pack-in section of street. There we go. We've got street lamp right there. Is that what I want? That's exactly the same one. God darn it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, I'm not going to find it in street lamp, am I? As we got in the chat. God's Toast said, Final, you should add some kind of fountain that used to work, but now people like in Sheffield bathe in it. I quite like Sheffield. I don't want to think about people bathing in the fountains. We did have the idea of having like a little garden area with a fountain and stuff, so we'll definitely go ahead and do that. Although I don't know if I want to have it as a bath. That's a bit gross, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you know what, actually? You know what? What's it just called? Should I just type in light? Find the light pack-ins? That's a bit obvious, you know. There's gonna be millions of pack-ins. I suppose I could just find one called, like, street light or something, couldn't I? Ceiling light, lighting set for, quick setup. No, that's not it. Spotlights. Oh, we did like the idea of putting the spotlights up, didn't we? Fluorescent lights pack-in. That's a ceiling one, isn't it? Spotlight detect pack-in. Those are the ones which track people, aren't they? As I said, we did love the idea of spotlights on the bottom. Those aren't quite right, are they? They're just looking directly down. I want ones which track, don't I? For those. Yes, go away. And what else have we got? Ceiling fans, hanging lights, construction lights, fluorescent lights, fancy lights, emergency lights, spotlights, and track lights. More lights than you could possibly imagine. CZ spotlight small. Build plug F gobo. Is that just a gobo? Yeah, that's literally just a gobo. Okay, we don't want that. Gobos are just like how would you describe a gobo? You know when you do like shadow puppets? You know, it's like, yeah, there's a bunny or something. I don't know. Gobos are just like that. You know, they're just shapes you put in front of lights. You use them a lot in cinema. Cluttered barrel cooking lights. Street lamp. Okay, you know what? We keep coming upon this same street lamp. Maybe it's fate that we use this street lamp, and we can always remove it later, of course, if we really don't like it or we find something more appropriate, can't we? Let's go ahead and use this one, seeing as we just keep stumbling upon it. So we're going to basically go ahead and light the streets with these. And kind of the idea with these is that, in theory, you should see a really well-lit city above you, but not down below, because there's holes in these streets, obviously. So the light will actually shine through the floor down onto the ground level, making like a really intimidating kind of look. Again, I do think they're too big. I don't really like these lights in particular. If we can find an alternative, we will use it. But as kind of placeholders for now, we'll go ahead and add these ones. Go ahead and pop that right there, maybe. And again, you know, these will probably mostly just illuminate the streets. We'll have different kind of lights on all the buildings and stuff like that. Okay, a nonsensical says there are oil lamps in decoration mode. That might be what you're looking for. Like street lights, but a little bit smaller. Maybe. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Oil lamps. If this is the one I'm thinking of, then I'm very happy about it. No, not those ones. Those are way too small. Those are way too small, those ones. What else could it be? I'll just type in lamp. Did I try that? Colonial lamp post. That might have been something that's similar to what I had in mind. How do you spell colonial? That's not how you spell colonial. Colonial. It's frozen. God darn it. Where's my object window gone? There it is. Colonial. There we go. And so yeah, we've got these colonial lamps here. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. That's what I'm after. That's what I'm after. Not these big old tall ones. On these colonial ones, just like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get down to like street level. Because yeah, I love the idea of these kind of really tall ones, but they're too big, you know. They look really out of place. They look way too big. Go in and get some of these kind of smaller ones. Just like that. And what we'll need to do is bring down the light, won't we? We'll have to bring down the light. Turn down the wall. There we go. And can we drag that across? No. 9. Oh, I have an idea actually. Let's just get rid of all the lights and stuff for now. We're going to make a separate layer for the upper city lights. Because it's going to be a real nuisance if we've got loads of lights and stuff on a different layer. It's going to be a real nuisance. So we will go ahead and do that. Oh, see, I'm so glad I remembered that. I'm so glad I remembered that. It would have been an absolute nightmare later on otherwise. So go ahead and delete all the markers and stuff for these lights that we have just got and added. See, that is a nice thing about working with pack-ins, of course, is because if you go ahead and work with the pack-ins, then it's all kind of done for you. But it does mean that you got to delete a lot of stuff if you find out you don't really like it in the end. You know, it's like a tattoo. You like it at the start, but then you decide, oh, I don't know if I like this picture of Michael Jackson on my bottom. I might have to get rid of that. Or at least that's what I found. Anyway, sure. There's one more to get rid of. There we go. Alright, so. Got this lamp hold here. Got the old lamp there. Let's go ahead and get, like, lamp. See if we can get a pack in for a lamp. Get rid of the actual lamp part. Hooded lamp. Hooded lamp, no shadow. Let's go with the no shadow variant. Despite what I normally say about, you know, the no shadows and stuff in the creation kit and how it should all have shadows and not having shadows is some kind of compromise. Considering how big this city is, maybe we won't have the shadows because shadows actually does slow down the rendering an awful lot. It really does. Right, how's that? That's a little too high up, isn't it? It's not bright enough, those lights. Not bright enough. Why don't we just actually go into the old light section? What have we got? Cage bulb, cave warm, default light blue, fungus, green, nope, candle light, cool light, dim. Yeah, it's kind of cool, but not really what I want. I want kind of like a more warm tungsten kind of look, not this kind of cool blue. Alright, so what else are people saying in the chat? Zenti1 says, hey, what's up? How's your day going? Yeah, it's alright, you know. Making some mods, having some fun, chilling in the stream. It's all good fun. A light, warm, dark one there. What's that like? When it says dark, doesn't mean it's not very bright. Yeah, it's really hard to see that. Very, very subtle tone on that one. Light, warm, gobo lamp? Is this just a gobo, or is it just an actual thing? That's what I'm after. You see how there's almost like a slight pattern in the lamp? Very slight pattern in the shadows and stuff. That's the gobo taking effect. That is the gobo. And I don't mean those creatures in Croc. Who remembers Croc? You know, the fantastic cult Sony hit of the original PlayStation. Nah, it wasn't that much of a hit, but I loved it as a kid. I loved it as a kid. And I've just remembered, I'm not even adding this on a new layer, am I? I'm not even adding it on a new layer. Need to go ahead and do that, otherwise I'm going to be kicking myself in the teeth later, aren't I? Got to get our layers here. New layer. Upper City Lights. Upper City Lights, there we go. And we'll move everything onto this Upper City Lights layer so we can easily turn them off later on. And the reason we want to do that is because if we have too many things all in one place, then unfortunately we're going to be clicking on the wrong things all the time. So we'll go ahead and do that now. There we go, we're now working on that layer. Let's go ahead and move that, add selection to the active layer. There we go. Alright, so what are we seeing and stuff like that in the chat? Anna Smith says, who's the meme lord? We all are. We're all meme lords here. And we all know the way and stuff like that. Friday Gamer says, used for circular street lights from Sanctuary. They might be the ones I was thinking of. Maybe we should go and check. Because there was a particular set of lights, which I really wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and check. Let's go ahead and go on a field trip yet again. We're going to go on a field trip to Sanctuary Hills. See what the lights look like. Okay, so Sanctuary Hills World. Here we go. So we've got like the pre-war house. We've got the pre-war sanctuary. It's mostly wilderness, actually. It's mostly just empty cell. Old sanctuary. All loaded. Pre-war nuke. Pre-war house. No, I don't want that, goddammit. What have I got in name? Is it under name? That's a really weird thing with this kind of cell view window for Sanctuary Hills. It's full of stuff that you don't use. I suppose really it will still be in the pre-war one, won't it? Vertibird A-star. Whatever. Let's just go there and find out what happened. The Cool Gamer says, hey, when's your next mod review out final? And please can I get a shout out? Well, there's your shout out, buddy. But I don't think I've ever done. I don't think I've ever done a mod review thing. Have I? Done one or two, maybe. Alright, let's go ahead and what's going on here? What's going on? I can't believe it. Oh no, we're looking at a pre-war sanctuary here, aren't we? We're looking at the pre-war sanctuary. Okay. Zoom in now. Zoom in. There we go. Oh, look how clean it is. Aww. Isn't it really sweet? Those are the lamps I was thinking of. Those are the lamps I wanted. These were the lamps I was looking for. Who suggested that? Friday Gaming suggested that. Thank you very much. These were the lights I had in my head. But I just couldn't for the life of me find them in the kit. So what are they called? Residential street lamp, it's called. Well, that's a pre-war one, but presumably we want one which is just residential street lamp. So it's not pre-war. Okay. Without touching anything else, let's go back to where we were. So we don't mess up anything in the pre-war sanctuary cell. How about that? The amazing CIA says, hi. That sounds suspicious if you ask me. Let's Play Games 5539 says, your mod be on Xbox? Or Xbox box? Do you mean, will it be out on Xbox? I believe so. And yes, Godstow said, you should move the Colonial Tap House up there for Cook. We can't do that, unfortunately, because for Colonial Tap House, it's actually one huge model with like 4 buildings attached to it. So we can't just move one building. We got to move like 5 if we do that. So we really can't get away with that, unfortunately. Not to mention that would probably mess up like quest lines and stuff like that, you know. So I like the idea, but unfortunately there's too much that could go wrong by doing that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so go back to our layers. Let's go ahead and find our Upper City lights layer. Okay, that is the active layer. Okay, that's good. Just wanted to double check. And bring on up. Where are we? Oh, here we go. Alright, so get out of it, Colonial Lamp. We want the residential lamp. And is there a pack-in for it? There is not a pack-in for it. No LOD. We want this one. The one with LOD. Yes. Okay, there we go. Now, let's line this up into a good position that we like. Line it up into a good old position. Spit spot. And we need to find a lamp to accommodate it. Okay, so, light. Okay, Friday Gaming says, will this video be uploaded after the stream ends? Yes, I do plan to do that. I noticed just before I started streaming, there were people in the chat of this stream saying, you know what, guys? Why can't I find all the other parts of this stream? And I realized because they still were unlisted. But I've actually made a playlist for this stream, which has all the previous streams for this build already in there. So if you missed any of them, you should be able to find them in there. Alright. There we go. So we've got all the kind of lights and stuff here. Again, these are cool ones. I don't want cool ones. Default white light. Is that good enough? Where did it go? Has it even brought it in? Turn me markers on. Turn the markers on. There we go. It is there. Yeah, it's just, oh, there we go. Oh, it's really, really short. The light is really short. Like, you move it up there, it doesn't work. But move it there, and it works perfectly. Huh. Okay, so, again, I want kind of more... do I want more of a warm tungsten look or a white look? I don't know, it's hard. Really, I want kind of like a nasty kind of look. Almost like Good Neighbor in a way, you know. That kind of very Blade Runner kind of look. You know, not like bright and warm and welcoming. You know, I want it to be kind of off, you know. Default light warm. That might be what I want. Kind of a warmer tone. That is very warm, that one. That's very warm. I don't know if I like that. Maybe just go with a default white spot for now. Default white spot. Spit spot. And move it up a bit. I'll just try this for now. I'll try it for now. I'll try it for now. And if I really don't like it, I can change it later, can't I? If I really don't like it, I can change it. So, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, let's go ahead and make this a group. Let's call it Upper. Oh. Upper City Light. There we go. Upper City Light right there. Alright, so. And remember, of course, you know. Remember, of course, people. These streams are coming to you guys ad-free. And they're coming to you ad-free only because people donate to these streams. Okay? So, if you want to see these streams, keep going. And you want to make sure that Google doesn't go ahead and interrupt the stream constantly by putting ads and stuff like that in there. And if you've got some spare change or something, go ahead and support the stream. You can go ahead and support by donating straightly via Super Chat, or you can go ahead and do it via Patreon. I really do appreciate it. And to put it bluntly, I can't do build-ins. I can't do build mods of this size and still do videos at the same time. If they're just going to be ahead and be small, regular VOD ones. They need to be streamed. Because if they're streamed, then I can actually afford to do it. Because it just takes too long otherwise. So, if you guys want to see bigger and better build mods, and even bigger and better mods that you yourself can use, then go ahead and support the stream with a direct donation. That'll be absolutely fantastic if you could go ahead and do that. And it helps keep me alive. We've had 2 donators this stream so far. And it'll be fantastic if we could go ahead and get some more. Because I don't want to have to start putting ads and stuff on these streams. You know what I'm saying? Right. So now that's been said, let's go ahead and add some more street lights. And we'll just kind of scatter them around for now. Scatter them around. See if we can kind of add some of the spotlights and stuff later as well. You know, the ones looking down. Because I really like that idea. I think that will really kind of sell the dystopian idea we're going for. Alright, and maybe put some on this side. I don't really know how many lights is going to be too much. But I really do want to be able to like see these lights from the ground level. Yeah, I want to be able to see them from the ground level. So that when you look up in the sky, you can still see the illumination of the city above. You know what I'm saying? Really love that idea. Oop, accidentally lowered that down there. Let's go ahead and bring it on back a bit there. And how many more do I reckon I need for this section? Probably only need like... Could probably get away with just one more, couldn't I? Go ahead and do that. And we will probably have to move these lights about and stuff like that when it comes to adding buildings. What we might end up doing is having like these kind of main lights here, the ones we're actually placing right now, be the kind of main street lights. But all the lights inside the squares, they are ones that are kind of on the sides of buildings. I think that would make sense. Not only would it make sense, but also it would be a bit easier to make and light evenly as well. Because right now you can see that there's light on the edge, but there's no light in the middle. So we'll have to go ahead and do that. It's going to be very interesting with all these lights. And here's another reason why it might actually be an idea to stick with the white light rather than go with the kind of tungsten look I originally had in my head. And that's because there's already a lot of white light shining up the top of this city. You know, and that white light comes from the main stadium bulbs, you know. So it might be an idea to keep this same kind of tone of colour throughout the entire lights. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and grab maybe 2 more for this little square. And go ahead and drag that to the back. Just like that. So we may have to change some of these. But it's looking alright, isn't it? It's not looking bad. It looks alright, doesn't he, mate? Yeah, he does indeed. Okay, so what else are we saying? Chrissy Reed says, I gotta go, my son is needing me, so I'll see you on the next stream. Everyone say goodbye to Chrissy, everyone. Everyone say goodbye to Chrissy. Hope your son's alright. What else have we got? Pat Rat says, buy the steel buildings. Need to be kind of scrappy because dystopian. Well, the idea of the kind of dystopian look is that the dystopian look comes from the city itself. being that we have the divide between the rich and the poor. That's what kind of makes a dystopia. In fact, really a dystopia should be 100% perfect up here and absolute awfulness down at the bottom. You know, think of like the Institute versus Diamond City. That's what really we should be doing if we want to go for true dystopia, but that's, you know, that's too far-fetched in my opinion, you know. Whilst I am very well known for not being very law-friendly in the Fallout 4 building community. I think that's a bit too far, you know, having like something the equivalent of the Institute on the top of Diamond City. It's a little bit too much, isn't it? Okay, so Spud says, could you have a ghoul named Spud? Well, probably not in this city, because they'd probably shoot him on sight. Especially since we're going for, like, you know, the civilized people live up here. They wouldn't allow a ghoul up here. You know, in fact, if I remember correctly, in the kind of rich parts of society, the ghouls are often kind of treated as, like, slave labor. You know, it's almost kind of like a direct parallel to people of a different race in the real world. But in this case, it is literally almost a different race, you know? Okay, so that'll do for now. That'll do for now. How about we... Yeah, I could probably add the other light lamps and stuff like that off stream. Because next stream, I would really like to work on the cabling and stuff. Because that's going to be a bit of a nuisance. So how about we jump in game now. Jump in game. Test what this kind of looks like. Because it might be too much. It might be too little. It might just look... The colour might be bad. You know what I'm saying? So... We'll go ahead and work with this. We'll work with it for now. Go ahead and jump in game. See what it looks like at night. See what it looks like at night. Alright, so let's go ahead and close out the creation kit. Okay, Otto Ottoman says, sorry Render, I can't stay any longer, but the best of luck with the stream and try not to forget to add the cat named Otto. Cheers. We won't be doing that this stream, but just keep reminding me, buddy, and we'll go ahead and do that. I'll remember that you asked for it. Okay, so go ahead and jump in stream. So yeah, everyone say goodbye to Otto, everyone. Everyone say goodbye to Otto. Everyone say goodbye. Hopefully everything is okay with you, Otto, and look forward to seeing you soon. Friday Gamer says, use blue coloured lights. Here's the thing with using different coloured lights in Fallout. In the engine, it only really works for accents. You know, just like subtle little hints of colour and stuff like that. Just lighting a street in a different colour tends to look a bit wrong, almost. It doesn't look very natural. But if you go ahead and just have like white, or like a cool white, or maybe even like a tungsten, even a warm tungsten, then that actually does look quite natural. But going ahead and having just kind of like blue or red, it tends to look a bit wrong. Does that make sense? Because typically, throughout games history, and then maybe a little bit in film as well, having a distinct colour that is one of the primary colours, but a whole primary colour, is tend to only really be preserved to convey a very specific emotion. Normally, in the case of red, it would be like danger in a horror film, or maybe even love in some cases. Blue would mean like safety, you know? And it's only really there to actually convey a message to the audience. But having it as just be part of a natural environment doesn't quite work, you know what I'm saying? Thank you very much, though. Thank you very much for the suggestion. But I do want it to be a little bit natural. Mick Hyde says, are you still lagging? Well, in the creation kit, you mean? I wasn't lagging in the creation kit, actually, no. Huh. That's a good point, actually. I wonder why it stopped lagging. I'm not complaining. You know, I'm really not complaining. But, hey. Actually came back. Actually came back. Alright, so what else are people saying? Jack Livingstone says, I haven't been paying attention. I've been playing Vegas. What have I missed? We've just added some street lights to kind of test what we can kind of get away with the street lamps. We have also gone ahead and filled up some of the holes in the floor and stuff like that. Ready for putting buildings on. And then, at some point, probably next stream, we'll probably do all the cabling. I do need to re-watch the tutorial on working with cables, because you can go ahead and just kind of copy and paste some of the regular wires, but we'll probably need ones that are a bit thicker, which means making my own ones, and I always forget how to go ahead and make new cables. It's one of those things I always forget how to do it, so I'll probably just go ahead, watch the tutorial again, write down the actual steps on how to go ahead and add your own cables and stuff, and then after I've done that a few times, then I should remember it off by heart at that point. Okay, so what else have we said? Lapis Fox Further Win. Very, very creative name there. Says, final render. Would you agree that the CRT ruins could be turned into something amazing? Big, open area and all that. I don't think I've ever actually been to them after blowing them up. Oh, sorry. But sorry, spoiler alert there. But I don't think I've ever been there after destroying them. I'll have to check it out. Okay, so here's the lamps. So yeah, there are a lot of lamps. There really are a lot of lamps. We might remove some once the buildings are gone. You know, when we put the buildings in there, the buildings will have lights on them themselves. So we might only need like 3 or 4 lamps in each square, you know? But this is just going to give us an idea of what we can kind of get away with. So set game hour to 23, 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, I like the tone of it. Obviously, it's very dark in certain spots, but we'll need to go ahead and have some more lights on the buildings. But yeah, I do like the tone. As I said, you know, we've already got a white light coming from the edge of the stadium, the original stadium lights. So I do like the idea of having the white light. But what I really want to know, so if we TCL our way down to the bottom, I can't even see where I'm going. Down here. Can we see the light shining through the floor? Not quite. No, we might have to put some kind of artificial gobos and stuff on there. I want to be able to see the silhouettes of the streets, you know, below. So that you can actually see that there is, like, the shape of the streets shining directly down below us, you know? You know the feeling I'm looking for? Oh. They've even got one of these colonial lamps down here.
My friends say outside is smell, but you don't smell at all.
You freaking get the hell out of here, you stupid little kid. Anyways, alright, so let's go ahead and get some of our shots of the lamps we've got. TFC, yep, there we go. And shoot back up. Yeah, I do like the white light. But obviously we will need to go ahead and work on some stuff. Friday Gamer says, will this mod be downloadable? In all capitals. Yes, it will. It will be downloadable. That is always the plan with these mods. That's why we're using the creation kit and not building something in the settlement mode. Because then it is downloadable. So that's all fantastic. Alright, so go ahead and get some shots here. But yeah, so once we've got some buildings in the middle, we will be able to go ahead and remove a lot of these lights. Because there will be lights on the buildings themselves, you know? And we'll probably have to put some fake gobos and stuff directly below the actual walkway so that it does shine down onto Diamond City. Because I can't think of anything more intimidating than having the light from the upper people shining down on you constantly. It's almost kind of metaphorical in a way that, you know, the good people have got all the best light, you know? And the people down below, they don't get any light. They can't afford light. Their light has been blocked by this city. But these guys have got light, you know? They can afford light. And that's kind of the idea I'm going for. Okay, so what else have we got? Starshot Gaming says, Friday Gaming says, yep, okay, yeah, people are just answering his question. Kevin Birdline says, Final Render, do you watch Oxorn's Fallout lore videos? No, if I'm honest, I don't really watch videos on Fallout 4. You know, I'm too busy making my own ones for the most part. But no, I mean, I like Fallout 4 lore and stuff like that, but I just don't really feel the need to watch it too much, because as I said, I'm already too busy working on my own stuff, if that makes sense. But I do know that Oxorn obviously does some really good stuff, so therefore, if you want to go ahead and see the lore, you can go ahead and do that. And in fact, there's loads of people who do lore videos, in fact. I've never really done any lore videos. Probably because I don't know too much about it, really. I was going to do lots more lore stuff originally, because if you go back to, I think it was like the second Fallout video on the channel, maybe even the first, I did like some kind of history on the 10mm pistol and power armor with like 3D models and stuff like that. Kind of like a weapon guide video. And that had some lore stuff in there. Kind of talked about how the war started and stuff like that. How power armor came to be. Why power armor in particular came to be. So I did videos like that. But I haven't really done anything like it since then. If I remember correctly, it was too much time for too little video. You know, because 3D rendering animation takes a long, long time. Then again, I was actually working on like a, I was working on a 460, a GTX 460 back then, which this game runs on, by the way. Not very well, but it does. What have we got in the chat? Ex-Joker's Girl X is here. Oh, Lois, how are you? Nice to hear from you. Are you alright? I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so. Nice to hear from you. We're actually just kind of wrapping up this stream, really, or at least wrapping up the recording section of the stream anyway. You know, we normally do this thing at the end where we just kind of sit and chat for about 10 minutes or so to go ahead and see what people are thinking of the community, talk about latest games or movies, anything like that. You know, just kind of as a nice way to kind of tone down the stream at the end, you know. But what have we learned this stream? This stream we learned that we like the white light. We can easily patch up the circular holes in the corners. We went ahead and did that quite easily. We need to add some gobos to the kind of main street lights of the bottom of Diamond City, not the upper part. And also, of course, we need to go ahead and add the buildings pretty darn soon. Because once we add the buildings, that's when we can properly decide what we want to do with lights and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's when we can properly go ahead and do stuff. Heavy Green Light 164 says, model car reviews and more. Do some more collaborative builds with Cordless 7. Well, me and Cordless always says we're up for doing more collaboration stuff. We just haven't really planned anything since then. But we've always said we're up for it. We've always said we're up for it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so, what am I doing? Turn off the free camera there.
Hey there, lady.
Yeah, I do like the idea of having lots of neon lights and stuff like that on the top as well. Kind of like this. Yeah, we can go ahead and add some neon lights and stuff to the actual city too. That would also be a really, really good indeed. Creepy Frog says, final render, you should add a posh flamingo walking around. A posh flamingo walking around. Well, that would mean making an external asset, wouldn't it? So therefore we would end up, this mod wouldn't be available for PlayStation 4 if we did that. So don't actually plan to do that actually. Kevin Birdline says, final render, what other Fallout games have you played and did you enjoy them? Well, the very first one I played was Fallout 3. And obviously that was the first one Bethesda did. And I absolutely adored Fallout 3. You know, I loved it. In fact, I believe I've actually shown this before on stream. But I've actually still got the little collective figurine which came with the special edition of it on the PlayStation 3. I still have this. And I don't actually have any other kind of special edition statues and stuff like that from games. I just never held on to them. But that one I still got. Not because it had sentimental value or anything, but just because I just sort of never threw it away. And now it actually makes sense to go ahead and keep it. And I also played New Vegas. Not as keen on New Vegas, if I'm completely honest. I thought New Vegas was... It really lacked in the story department, I thought. I never really felt attached to my character. But Fallout 3 I did. But that being said, you know, Vegas actually did have a lot of cool new stuff. Like the gameplay mechanics, like being able to aim down sights and stuff was really, really good. And things like that. What else was there? There was also things like just the kind of weather effects and stuff like that. You know, the actual desert and stuff as well looked really, really good. What else have people got? Yeah, people are also saying same about Fallout 3. X says that. I do own the other ones. I do own the other ones. Before you go ahead and go onto Steam. And while we're kind of doing this, you know, I'll just have some of the footage that we have recorded this stream playing in the background so we can kind of see what we did. Yeah, if I open up Steam here. We go to Fallout. There we go. Yeah, you see, I've got Fallout 4. And I've got Fallout 1. I've got Fallout 1 installed, in fact. I've also got Fallout 2. I've also got Fallout Tactics. Haven't actually played Fallout Tactics. Fallout 2 I haven't played. Fallout 1 I've played for 2 hours. But never actually gotten around to playing any more of it, really. That would be a good game to stream, actually. Because if we stream it, then, you know, since it's mostly isometric, it means me having very poor internet wouldn't actually be that much of a problem. Picture quality wise, I can't stream Fallout 4, for example. You know, it's too fast movement. It looks too jittery on screen. But something like Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 and Tactics, they're perfectly possible, and I've never played them. So, that's always something you can do. X-Jokers says, you checked out my cringy video yet, boy? No, I have not yet, but you have told me about it. I'll probably check it out after the stream in, you know, just like 5 minutes or so. And everyone else, go ahead and check out X-Jokers channel. We've done collaborations before. She did all of the channel art for my channel as well. That's how I know her. So, go ahead and check her out, you know? It's good stuff. It's all good stuff. And, what are people saying? Friday Gaming said they gotta go. Sorry for all caps, but it's my messages are noticeable. No, dude, I notice all the messages. You really don't have to do all caps. You really don't have to do that. I notice all of them. Okay, what else have we got? Late to the Fallout says the little one wanted to make sure she saw her messages before she goes outside to play. Here she is. I like your videos. She also wants to know if can you build an animal hospital or shelter. Oh, I actually did do like an animal shelter at one point, didn't I? See if I can go ahead and pull it up. Okay. Oh yes. Also, by the way, Skygon, good old Ryan, who is obviously the moderator of our Discord, he tweeted out the stream. Everyone else should also be doing the same, non-stop throughout the stream. You should always be tweeting it out. Heck, take some photos of you watching the stream. That would be cool. But yeah, I believe I actually did do like a Fallout zoo, didn't I? I did a petting zoo. It didn't actually work, if I remember correctly. It completely fell apart. The Deathclaws escaped and the mole rats killed everyone, all that kind of stuff. But let's go ahead and see if I can find it. Alright, so what else have we got in the chat? Affected Wind says, your character's animations, is it available on Xbox? Oh, I honestly have no idea. It's actually a ported animation from Skyrim. So I honestly don't know if they are. You'd have to check them up themselves. I mean, I'm going to be honest, people. I'm not the person to ask if there is something on Xbox, because I don't look up Xbox mods. I don't own them. I don't own one, so I just never look them up. Does that make sense? I apologize if that sounds rude or something, but I just don't know anything about the Xbox mods, so you won't get a good answer from me. Zoo. Go ahead and see if I can find it. Yeah, very old video this is. Very old video. See if I can go ahead and pull up this video here. How's it got? 36,000 views. Huh, it's not great. But, hey, it is what it is. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull it up. Yeah, we got this old video here. See, same old music and stuff. Oh, look at that frame rate. Oh, look at that frame rate. Almost at 50 subs. Will you be the 50th?
Welcome, friends, to another episode of Fallout 4 Building with Mods. This episode, we are at Country Crossing, and we are going to be trying to bring back some of the happiness and life back into the wasteland. Starting with the environment, we have got the mod Verdant Wasteland, which brings a lot of green back to your game. It brings a lot of the trees back to life and does a lot of retexturing on the ground and on the grass to make the place look like a vibrant, beautiful wasteland.
There's something you can actually tell though as well. Something you can tell is that the actual format hasn't really changed so much from the very beginning. You know, it is kind of very similar.
Nowhere you can see them.
Except I didn't really have a kind of distinctive look for my character at that point.
So I've decided to make the very
what else have we got?
Fallout petting zoo.
Curie is right there. I actually don't know where Curie is in my game anymore. She ran off somewhere. I've never been able to find her since.
Pretty tough.
Even with mods.
And put some stairs up there so people can get in.
See,
and
look,
some
you know, we've got
to make
this
it
kind
look
of
like a
Death Claw zoo that we're building right here. So this was a very, very long time ago. When did this video go up?
Death Claws.
This one went up on the 30th of January 2016. Wow, that was about 2 years ago now. This video went up.
These
2 years ago, a
guys
few
are
days
not
ago.
too happy about being in here, so I decided I needed to feed them. I decided to make some drawbridges using a mod which I downloaded.
Death Claws down there.
Best thing about this is that all of them are actually animated.
So yeah, we actually did make
a
zoo at one point, and it was really, really cool to go ahead and make that. We had like a little Brahmin pen. What else did we have? We had a mole rat pen.
And then they try to kill my settlers.
All that kind of stuff.
So I decided
we had
to spawn some Brahmin instead.
Yeah, we probably did the zoo thing pretty well. It was kind of fun, that video. Shame it didn't work. Maybe we'll do it again at one point. Okay, so what else did people say? Oh yeah, Apollo Ian says, I remember your video. I was watching since Sanctuary. Well, that's pretty awesome. That's quite a long time ago now, that was, isn't it? Alrighty, so what else are people saying just quickly before we wrap up the stream? Let's see. Toy Freddy says, do you think you could repair the lights for the stadium? There might be ways to kind of pretend to fix it. You know, we could just kind of put our own ones in there. But I do kind of quite like the look that they're actually a bit broken, you know? I do quite like the fact that they do look a little bit broken. Later the Fallout says, I guess you kind of did a mod review. Well, the kind of stuff with the settlement mode in Building with Mods kind of is a review in a way. But it's not so much reviewing for the sake of reviewing. It's more the idea of just kind of showing you what you can do with the mods, you know. The idea was never to kind of show off the mods themselves, but it was just to show off what you could do with the mods, you know. So that's kind of the idea I was going for the entire series. And yeah, so I think it's time to kind of wrap up the stream there. We've been streaming for just under 2 hours now, and we always have good fun on these streams. You know, we didn't make too much progress with the build, but we did do some of the really annoying stuff that really needed to be done. You know, obviously, this is day 4 now, so we just really needed to get that kind of stuff done. That was a bit slow to do, a bit annoying to do, but it's all done now. So, everyone, if you enjoyed watching the stream, please make sure you like it and subscribe if you're new. I absolutely guarantee that if you just stayed for a few minutes, you're probably going to enjoy all the streams we've done so far. You know, if you just stayed for a little bit, you've probably enjoyed the entire thing. So, remember to go ahead and check out all the other videos that we have done. Remember to go ahead and donate via the Super Chat and the PayPal if you've enjoyed watching this ad-free content. And I will see you in the next stream. I plan to stream tomorrow, but I will let you know if not. And I will see you around. If you want to get all the notifications for that, you've got to make sure that you go ahead and follow me on the Discord, follow me on Twitter. And also, if you're subscribed, you should get a notification on YouTube as well. So, everyone, goodbye, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Remember, tune in tomorrow. We've had lots of good people watching. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye.